love Indian cinema and the way the Indian cinema is going to be represented there at a prestigious film festival. How do you want to react to that?
First of all, thank you. It's thank you for the compliment. I am very, very excited. You know, this year has been such a weird year, as you were saying before. You know, so
Yeah.
many festivals have been canceled. So much, you know, we were supposed to go to like, you know, Cannes, but Cannes got canceled. So it has been a very tough year. So, you know, so Busan was one of the only few festivals that is actually having a physical festival. So,
Yes.
so we're very excited that not only did we get selected, but we're in the main competition. And it's a very short selection, but
Section.
yeah,
Yes.
it's a new kind. So very excited. I'm very excited. I'm very nervous and excited.
Look at another street child in the same way. So what I was asking you is that what triggered you to tell the story and especially set it at a backdrop, which is like, otherwise it is set into the reality, but it is so cruel. It's so cruel, and I mean, reality is cruel that. But what was your triggering point to set the story and the story in the manner you did in the film?
Arundhati, you know, I I was 19 years old when I first came to Bombay. Okay, and
Okay.
I stayed in a very small PG paying guest accommodation on Ipinsi Road, and the room where I was staying was the size of a matchbox. So basically, you could just slip in and slip out, and it was so depressing to stay there that I used to always be outside. I would be like, you know, so. And one of the things I realized is, as I used to walk a lot, and I used to see a lot of people. And even after I left India, and every time I used to come back, I used to always take the trains. I used to always walk, and I used to take a lot of pictures. So photography is something that is very integral part of my storytelling. And I, like, for instance, before even shooting the film, I researched the locations for 1 year. I shot every frame that you see in the film. I shot it on the camera. So I literally, like, I have thousands and thousands and thousands of photographs of every shot that I like. So for me, that kind of a meticulous planning is something that was very important to me. And the reason why it was important to me is because it was inspired by my thousands and thousands of hours that I spent walking, looking at the city, seeing it, absorbing it. Because, you know, I have this is something that I've grown up with. In many ways, the city has been like a very strong inspiration for me. And it's been a very strong inspiration in terms of all the people who live in. Like many years ago, actually in 2017, when I was actually in a train station, I actually saw a little kid trying to steal something from a
Hmm?
woman's bag outside Mahim station. So I looked at him and he saw me
Hmm.
watching and he started running. And I kind of waved at him and I kind of like, no, don't run away. I'm not going to do anything. I just want to talk to you. In the beginning, he was very reluctant. But then I kind of talked to him. And as I started talking to him, he started telling me about the world he lived in. That there were 7 other guys like that and how they pickpocketed, how they ate, and the fact that 5 of them were actually serious drug addicts. They kind of sniffed glue, they were kind of smoking all this, and how they paid for the drugs, where the drugs.
This even I saw. Hmm.
It was
Hmm.
unbelievable. It was the side of the world, and I was so blown away by it. And I was just, you know, it was staggering to me. Like this, you know, Mumbai is like the population of Mumbai is between 17 to 20 million. That population is almost more than most countries, and almost 50 to 60% of that population is under the age of 25. Okay, so imagine
Yeah.
so many young people,
Youngsters are here. Yeah.
and and half of them don't have a job. So imagine, how do they make a living? What do they do? So there is so much. So that's what, for me, you know, that was really the inspiration of where Harami came from. You know, where that the idea of there are,
Hmm.
you know,
Hmm.
how society looks down upon these people, how it dismisses them in just word. You know, tu to ek harami hai, chal nikal yahan se. Because that's one of the things that I always. Bombay is such a city that it gives you amazing opportunity, but at the same time takes it away from you like that. It's a city of extremes. It's a city of a lot of promises, but a lot of broken promises. It's a city of amazing wealth and richness, and it's a city of unbelievable poverty. It's a city of unbelievable success, unbelievable failure. It's a city of, That's what makes Mumbai, and it demands so much out of everyone, and it demands the very best of you to live and function in a city. So, of all the cities I've lived everywhere in the world, Bombay or Mumbai is that city that kind of has that extremity about it. And it's a very Darwinian city.
Yeah.
I think Bombay or Mumbai is one of the most Dickensian cities in the world. And that's really where a lot of inspiration for this. So Harami is my love
Yeah.
letter to Mumbai. Every character in that movie has, as you said, एक sun ray of इंसानियत है. Even somebody like a Sagar Bhai, who's a bad guy, but मैंने typical bad guy नहीं दिखाया, and that's the reason why I wanted to go to, somebody like Imran Hashmi, who's so not a bad guy. He's such a sweet guy. He's almost like known to be one of the best kissers in the movie, and I'm like, suddenly I'm showing this guy as this incredibly crazy bad guy, but he's not like one of those bad guys like from, Slumdog and guns and stuff like that. None of that is there. The power of evil comes when it's invisible. But at the same time, even a guy like Imran Hashmi's character in that film has to have some redemption. उसके लिए भी तो कुछ hope होना चाहिए. And उसका hope है ये लड़का. उसका hope है ये 55 लड़का. वो जानता है कि इसमें इंसानियत है, लेकिन वो ये देखना चाहता है कि ये इस शहर में ऐसी कोई चीज है जिंदगी में तेरे लिए जो तेरे को hope कहेगी. That's why the last line of the trailer says, I was wrong. There is a woman for you, worth all your tears. Now you're going to find out in life whether you're going to cry for the rest of your life or you're going to not cry for the rest of your life.
If we look at this whole thing, right? Salam Bombay, Slumdog Millionaire, and this film. If I, as a film audience, binge watch these 3 films, and then think about the city called Mumbai, just imagine, we are probably gonna think that sitting in China, probably gonna think that, oh my God, Mumbai is not a city of dream, it is a city of broken dreams. You understand what I'm trying to say?
You're in for a surprise.
If I just put this...
You're in for a surprise.
Sorry?
Because the movie, you're in for a surprise. So when you see the movie, you will see a completely different ending. And that's really what makes this film very different from any of those other movies. You forgot to mention Gully Boy. Gully Boy is also like that. Somebody from a Gully Boy.
Gully Boy, sorry, yeah.
All these movies kind of have in that similar world of coming from the poverty. But no, it's like I actually don't stick to that at all. I don't show poverty. I don't show all that stuff. I actually don't go anywhere near that. My approach to the...
But what they are doing is only because of poverty. What they are doing is not by choice, but because of the crisis that they are going through.
Correct. But imagine also something like, do you know where 60% of Mumbai lives?
It's in the slum, right?
So that's the reality of the city, and we can't deny that. We can't deny that.
I mean, we are the lucky people, yeah.
Correct. लोग बोलते हैं कि नहीं अच्छा दिखाओ. Like ठीक है यार, अच्छा तो दिखाएंगे, लेकिन अच्छे के साथ सच्चाई भी तो दिखानी चाहिए. सच्चाई में भी तो कुछ अच्छा है. ये मतलब ये कि अगर वो पुअर है तो वो इंसानियत नहीं है उनमें वो लॉयल्टी, उनमें ऑनेस्टी नहीं है. That's the reason मेरे 55 में ये कैरेक्टर है कि यार मैंने कुछ गलत किया है, इसको ठीक करना है. चाहे मैं झोपड़पट्टी में रहूं, चाहे मैं किसी महल में रहूं, doesn't matter. लेकिन मैं हरामी नहीं बनना चाहता. That is really the spirit of my film.